Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Today we have Jungle to Jungle. This is a 1997 film. It's an hour and 45 minutes long, and it stars Tim Allen. It is not the sequel to George of the Jungle, as I incorrectly guessed yesterday. The title for the George of the Jungle movie sequel is, weirdly enough, George of the Jungle 2. So, yeah, I got that wrong completely. But, Jungle to Jungle, it's a fish out of water kind of story, of course. Uh, in kind of a reversal of this, it's usually well, no, it's not really too much. These things are done all the time. Is this guy right here, Tim Allen. He is a stockbroker. He is just all about money, greed, power, everything else. It's a jungle out there in New York City, of course, right there on Wall Street, just blocks, steps away from the World Trade Center towers, which feature prominently in mostly every New York City shop. They even focus on it, even though the Statue of Liberty is actually more important to the story. But almost every shot, hey, it's New York. Well, obviously the World Trade Center is there, visible. This is well before 2001, before 9/11. So yeah, it's kind of a weird nostalgic trip because so much of the skyline was always defined by the Twin Towers all that time. And this one is strong with that vibe. So um, beyond that, we get Tim Allen, who realizes he wants to marry somebody new, so he has to go make sure that his wife signs the divorce papers. She just happens to live in a jungle in South America, working with an indigenous tribe. And of course, he gets a surprise when he arrives there. He makes the trip all the way down to South America to a remote area off the Amazon, I think, and just to get her to sign the papers. She reveals that, hey, guess what? You have a son, right there. His name is Mimi Siku. Mimi Siku is how it's pronounced. They don't make any attempt to Americanize it or anything else, which is good. I mean, but he gets a name very reflective of the tribe in which he was raised. He doesn't know the life of America. He doesn't know he has a father in America that is played by Tim Allen. he is very much a member of that tribe, and of course he's like, oh, I hope to go to your village someday, Dad. And well, through a series of misunderstandings, I should say. Guess what? Dad has to take the kid along, complete with his bow and arrow on the plane, or at least the bow. And yes, this is definitely 9/11, pre 9/11. He gets to take he gets to wear just his loincloth. He slightly upsets the the airline staff when he takes a leak by the exit door. Doesn't use the bathroom. He doesn't know how to use the bathroom. Yes, there's a lot of culture clash jokes throughout this. It feels like almost every line that Tim Allen says in this is somehow pulled out of his stand-up routine. Like he just went to a different country and now he's telling jokes. It's his form of delivery. It's the way it is. He's some of them haven't aged too well, but there's I'm not gonna get into that. Nope, not gonna get into that. It's this is all about father and son bonding and trying to find each other. It's some middle ground in a world that his son doesn't understand at all. And his son is given a task to go to the Statue of Liberty to capture its fire by his tribal leader. Well, guess what? It's not real fire, and it makes his trip become his mission to become a little bit difficult. It makes him do some crazy things that gets him in a lot of trouble, although not as much trouble as you'd think, because Dad just basically picks him up at the police station for climbing the Statue of Liberty. I would think that would be a much bigger deal. I realize he's 13 in this, played by Sam Huntington. Yeah, Sam Huntington. You might recognize him. Oh shoot, he was. Oh, he played Jimmy Olsen in the Superman Returns movie. If you remember that movie with, yeah, yeah, Kevin Spacey, Brandon Routh. But he's also done a lot of more independent films. He did Detroit Rock City and Fanboys and things like that. So he's been in a bunch of those things. By the way, his mom, played by Jo Beth Williams, and Lolita Davidovich plays Tim Allen's new girl, and she is all about being somewhat of a reality star before reality stars were a thing. She's followed around by a camera crew because she is, I guess, some sort of fashionista type of person. I want to say the cameraman I know, or the director I know from Star Trek Enterprise, and I can't get his name up here. I don't know why I can't, and I'm wasting your time by doing so. But he was the English. He was the engineer on the ship. Blah. Why can't I find you? But anyway, yeah, he's there. Martin Short plays Tim Allen's partner in all this trading, and he is, of course, the comic relief, more so than Tim Allen. He does a lot of the more physical comedy and just the more bombastic screaming and freaking out kind of stuff, as Martin Short is really good at doing. So while Tim Allen keeps it together in most cases, other than his normal kind of attitude, you get Martin Short just freaking out everywhere, and it's funny. When Mimi, why can't I say his name now? Mimi Siku, Mimi. I'm not going to Americanize it. Mimi Siku, when he brings along a spider, which becomes a plot device throughout the film for scaring people and freaking people out. It's a spider that is attracted to people screaming and yelling when they see a giant spider. It's bigger than one of my hands, so yeah, it's pretty big. So it's not gigantic, but it's pretty big. It's a spider you would not want to see running toward you as you scream, there's a spider coming toward me. Anyway, it's a plot device, and it's also a puppet. It's not a digital thing. This is very much not. Digital effects weren't in the budgets for a lot of films in this era, even though Jurassic Park had kicked butt with it in 1993. Still, they're not spending a ton of money, but it looks real enough. It doesn't look real, but it looks real enough. Anyway, the spider figures into a lot of the film, so pay attention to the spider. Beyond creating a lot of crazy reactions and loud reactions and comedy opportunities, it becomes a means to fend off danger from those who would harm our main heroes. At one point, because of their stock trading and the deals they make or make badly, they decide to recoup their funds by working with the Russian mob, headed by David Ogden Stiers. You might recognize him as Charles from MASH, and also he also did a Russian accent in Lilo and Stitch. He's the one alien, I can't remember his name, but he's the one with the Russian accent. He doesn't have a Russian accent in real life, or didn't. He's passed on since then. But yeah, he plays a great. He's completely bald. He's very intimidating. He would have been a great kingpin, maybe. Vincent D'Onofrio is really good, but he's yeah, he plays a big heavy. But the Russians are almost cartoonishly evil in the sense they are dangerous. They are threatening. They threaten to cut off people's fingers and. But in the end, it takes just a bout of slapstick and a spider to outdo the Russian mafia. I don't think that's how it works. You mess with them one time, they come back and kill your family. That's Russian mafia 101. How many spiders you got? It's just doesn't work that way. Yes, it's a complete spoiler, but the movie's been out since 1997, and if you really wanted to see it, I'm sure you would have by now. So yeah, I mean, again, this is all about bonding, bringing the son and the father together across a vast difference of worlds, and all the comedy is pretty much brought out of that level of differences. Seeing a teenage boy just walking around New York City in almost nothing seems a little bit odd, and also on an airplane. Like, you know what? They have gift shops in, I'm sure, South American airports. You can get them uh, a T-shirt that says "I love Colombia," or "I love Brazil," something. But nope, to show things off, they have to have him showing things off. This is the way it is. Yeah, and he upsets a number of very uptight American people who don't understand his ways, and he doesn't understand theirs, and that's why. Miscommunication. But of course, he makes a connection with a certain young, pretty girl played by who is Martin Short's daughter, played by a very young Lily Sobieski. She's like 12 in this movie. So yeah, she falls in love with Mimi Siku, and puppy dog romance, blah blah blah. So yeah, you get that little subplot. You get the Russian subplot. But it's mainly about Tim Allen going, you know what, am I going to cater to the needs of my very easily upset and self-centered fiance, or am I going to connect with my son? So yeah, it's a fairly standard plot. It's nothing that's going to blow your mind. It's not really a great film. I mean, I love Martin Short's performance. It is a nice time capsule of that era. If you want to see what cell phones look like, and also satellite phones look like, and also how trading seemed to have worked back then. We always see when people think of brokerage, like Wall Street and stuff like that, they always look at the 80s where everything was all just the high white collars, and everybody's just waving stuff around, screaming at each other. And of course, a lot of this stuff happens online now. I don't know if they still do that crazy screaming crap today, if it's even necessary for the most part. I don't know. I haven't been to Wall Street in like ever. I've been on Wall Street. I've been outside of Wall Street, but I've never been in the building. So I really don't know. Would I recommend it? I mean, unless you're a really big Tim Allen fan or Martin Short fan or any of these actors that are in this, if they're a big fan of those, yeah, watch it. If you grew up with this, if this is something, yeah, see how well it aged. It hasn't aged well. The comedy is a little bit on the edge. It's if you're more sensitive to cultural, not cultural appropriation, because again, it's pretty much understood this kid grew up amongst the tribe, and so he dresses like them. Whether they got the tribe dress and they got the culture correct, whether it's supposed to represent an actual tribe or not, I have no idea. And I don't know if that was the intent or not. A lot of times they don't really. They just get a bunch of people with brown skin and have them speak another language, and then they call it native tribes, South American, Latin tribes. It's this is what they do, and they don't really go into detail on it, hoping not to offend anybody, but at the same time going, hey, you can't say that we were trying to mimic these and got it wrong, because whoever these people are, they don't exist. I don't know. It's one of those things. If it's the kind of thing that bothers you, yeah, avoid it. Avoid this. Or just if you don't, it's not that great of a movie, so you can avoid it that way too, for that reason. Yeah. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
162.
162. Come on. 162. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know if I've seen this or not, but it is a short from, I think from the original Frozen, or maybe it's the second Frozen. I don't know, but this is called Frozen Fever. Frozen Fever. I think it stars Olaf. Josh Gad. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow with Frozen Fever on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow.